My recommendation is we need to actually step back in technology and start going back to the passphrase, remembering, having phrases that we summarize into words and, characters, and then modify, per websites, so that, you're going back to the human being the database repository, the credential repository, as opposed to technology.
Yeah. Well, I have a little bit of a different opinion, and we talked about this a little bit before. First of all, if you really want to do this right, I think it's go hardware or go home.
That's right.
I mean, you really have to have some piece of separation that separates the authentication method. And I'm going to generalize it to authentication method. We're talking about passwords here, and fundamentally, passwords are flawed. I mean, they really need to kind of go away. The notion of two-factor authentication, to have something but not be dependent on that, and have some device. I love the tokens. A lot of the hardware tokens that are used for two-factor authentication are kind of moving into software tools, and I think they're the same kinds of hazards that they're going to be susceptible to here. That is, if you can see it on the screen, somebody can capture it. So I think this is a case where we really need to think about trying to get some things into hardware a little bit better. And in fact, I think there have been a couple of attempts to do this on actually mobile devices.
Right.
That opportunity still exists to do it much better than has been done so far. And I think the opportunity to really make it mainstream may be coming.
Right. And definitely the key here is that the computer's compromised. So if you have your secure your two-factor authentication on the same system, then the chances of it being compromised as well are there.
Right. And just as a side note, I think the tendency has been to think about like an SMS back channel, message as a form of two-factor authentication. It is, but it isn't. I mean, there are weaknesses associated with that. There's no guarantee that an SMS message is going to a specific device. There are other ways of accessing SMS messages, and if that's been hacked, then you have a problem there. Somebody's account may have been have unauthorized access to it or something along those lines. So again, I think you really need to really do this right. I think we need to go hardware, and but in the meantime, certainly users, if they want to be protecting themselves against this type of attack, I think using the passphrase tricks and things that you can remember will be helpful.
Yeah.
Of course, you always have the notion of a sticky note in your wallet or something like that, right?
Yeah.
On your keyboard.
Yeah, nobody goes to your desk anymore, right?
Keep it in your wallet. Keep it in your wallet.